Well, listen, every day in Sarasota, Bradenton is a great occasion. All right, so you don't need anything special to have a great time here. This is the World Cup final. It's the biggest event of the year outside the World Championships. The first opportunity for this event to be held in the States in 40 years. So we couldn't be more thankful to the Sarasota-Bradenton community. Catherine Harris, as the local organizing committee chair, she's done a fantastic job. The city's come out. We've got a big crowd. There's a lot to do. It's a carnival atmosphere. This is Olympic sport in your backyard. Most of the athletes competing here you'll see at the Rio 2016 Games. We have 23 nations that have qualified. This is a very difficult competition to qualify for. Today's the men's event. Yesterday was the women. We had Octavia Nowaska from Poland took the title going away. Big fight between the silver and bronze medalists. Laura Oskalaiti from Lithuania against Kian Chen from China. Laura's the Olympic champion, the defending Olympic champion from the London Games. Kian Chen from China won the World Cup in Chengdu, China to qualify for this. So every athlete here, the top 36 males and top 36 females, we want everybody to come out and have the opportunity to see basically the Olympics in your backyard. Well, you got to understand that what this is a test of the complete athlete. So this is a test of body, the physical side, and also there's a big mental side to this. So remember, when you're watching the equestrian event, this isn't a normal equestrian event. These athletes have never seen this horse before. They've never ridden the course before. It's an entirely different test. The fencing part, yeah, maybe they know sword fighting at the Olympic level, but what this is one touch. In regular fencing, it's 15, and this, it's 1. So any little mistake, it's like sudden death. Everything here is sudden death. And it goes back to the history of the sport. Why one touch? Because how many times did you have to stab a guy to kill him? The shooting, the laser shooting and the combined, that's actually running and shooting. Imagine having to shoot something about as big as a silver dollar with your heart rate at over 200 beats a minute. You're running 4 times 800 meters. That's a half a mile. So it's a 2-mile race in this heat, which, by the way, I love this weather. But you got to remember where these guys are from. You've got Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. You've got people here who, frankly, they never get this kind of weather. So yeah, the heat and humidity are affecting them. But I asked them, are you enjoying yourselves? They all said great. I asked Octavia, the winner of yesterday's, so where are you going to go? And you know what she said? We're going to Disney World. So you can't do any better than that. My job is actually to help grow the sport, develop the sport. And we've tried, there's a perception that's sort of a sport of kings. And it's actually quite reasonable in terms of the financial commitment to get involved. It's actually not very expensive. It's surprising, but that's a whole different story. But so we tried that approach, and frankly, the success was limited. So what it lends itself to really is the polo set, the ambiance you see around here. And you know what? Hey, you are what you are, right? I mean, so. Our guys, you've got the horses, you've got the swords, you've got the shooting piece, and then there's the running and the swimming. I mean, you can't. Just look around here with the color. It's electric. It's a weekend, and what better way to spend your weekend? Well, of course, you'll see here in this ladder fencing, which is really a demo for the Rio 2016 Games. The World-Class Athlete Program is the military's program for soldier athletes. There's soldiers first, athletes second. General Nichols is here. She's in charge of that program. She has 60 athletes under her command that are Olympians, that either have already made the Olympic team or they're aspiring to make the team. And is it possible to get any more patriotic than that? Being a U.S. Army soldier and an Olympian, representing your country on both fronts. So yeah, I think everybody, we all love America, right? I drank the Kool-Aid. I'm a real believer, and what I'm a believer in is the Olympic movement. And the Olympic movement is all about values and ideals. It's aspirational, and I know there's a lot of. I was one of those kids. I was lucky enough to make a few Olympic teams myself, but I want kids, young people, and their parents to understand that the Olympics is for everybody, and even if you fall a little short and maybe you don't make that team, it's all about the journey, and there's nothing bad that could possibly come from it. It's all a good thing. So I'm all about the Olympic values and what the Olympic Games and what it represents. So that's the takeaway. They can touch it, feel it, smell it. It's the Olympics in their backyard. modern pentathlon, five events. That's where the pent comes from. Pentathlon is one of the oldest Olympic sports, created by the founder of the modern Olympic Games, a guy named Baron Pierre de Coubertin. He used to go drive around, yes, he was French, drive around France. Most of the stadiums are named the Coubertin Stadium. So this guy wanted an event that would test the complete athlete. That's mind and body, okay? And so when he went to the everybody thinks pentathlon started in 1896. Reality is we started in 730 BC. So go back to the ancient Greeks. Now we'll get to that in just a second. 1896, he goes to the first games, he watches the events, he thinks it's too specific. There's nothing here that's really what I'm trying to build, which is build better people. That's what he was after. So he created an event. He used the ancient pentathlon as his model, and the ancient pentathlon were 5 skills. This was put in for the Spartans, by the way, for those of you who are Greek historians. 5 skills that a Greek warrior needed to be good at to be considered a great warrior. So think 730 BC, all right? Put yourself back in those days. Not good food, I think, but anyway, put yourself there. We had, if you're a soldier, what do you need to do? Well, how about throw a spear, all right? So there's javelin, and they did that. You didn't have cars or Abrams tanks, so what else did you need to do? You needed to run. So it was a running event. There was a jumping event, because if you take a look at the Greek terrain, they would jump from one rock to another. That actually became today's long jump. Anybody know the world record of today, of the long jump, men's long jump? Anybody? It's 30 feet, 2 1/4 inches. The Greeks jumped 52 feet. All right. Now, how'd they do that? They did it because they had weights. They carried weights down the runway. They jumped forward with the weights in their hand. They let the weights go, and they went all the way forward to 52 feet and broke their ankles. So, which is true. The next thing they did was since you're on top of a hill, bad guys coming up, they would throw rocks down on the bad guys. So a contest was throwing the discus. That's where the discus came from, okay? The last event of the ancient pentathlon was wrestling. And how this worked was everybody did the first event, then they eliminated less people in every event until you got to the 5th event, which was wrestling, and one guy wrestled the other. And you know how you won in ancient Greece? You killed the guy. The guy had to give up. Nobody ever gave up. Hard-headed Greeks. And that was that. So Coubertin couldn't very well do that in the modern Olympics, which is, by the way, why this is called the modern pentathlon, as opposed to the ancient Greek pentathlon. So the modern pentathlon, he wanted to use that whole military thing, so he chose a courier, a messenger in the army. So you guys are the general, I'm your messenger, you give me a message, I would run out of the tent, I would jump on the first available horse to deliver this message from point A to point B. Look at this big field, imagine that being a battlefield. You got Napoleon out here in Wellington, that thing called Waterloo. He wants to get a message that the bad guys are coming up on the right flank. So the courier would go deliver that message. You didn't have time to look for your horse, okay? You would grab the first available horse. So you needed to have the ability to ride any horse that was there. Our athletes today, what you're going to see when we move these flags, are these athletes riding a horse they've never seen before over an unfamiliar course. They don't know the course. They don't know the horses. All right, what you guys are going to see, all right, every 4 years, the Olympics is every 4 years. Inside that 4-year period, there's rule changes. Every sport needs to evolve to stay relevant with today's youth. Our sport is considering a rule change to have what's called a fencing ladder. That means everybody will fence in a round-robin format. Everybody fences everybody else. That's actually what we do right now. You get your points, and you carry those points to the next event. NBC came to us and said, we need something that the cameras can focus on. So we came up with this idea that we would have one strip, and then the athletes would be ranked 1 through 36, although you're going to have a very abridged version of it today. And you'll fence one touch, and they'll move up the ladder. If they win, they stay on. The next guy comes up. The new guy coming up has priority. That means if no touch is scored in 30 seconds, the guy who came up, the new guy, wins. So you need to pay attention to the time. And do we have a timekeeper? Where's John Moreau? We need a director. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Johnny, you changed. You're ready to go. Okay, so on my left, Dennis Bowser, Sergeant Dennis Bowser, United States Army. Brendan Anderson, also from the United States. Touch to the left, so Anderson wins. Go USA! Next fencer. Also USA. Nathan Scripture. Who thinks the United States is going to win this match? Woohoo! All right. Nathan is a private in the United States Army. Yeah. Who's next? Who's next? Nathan Scripture. Green light, guys. Green light means this guy wins. Red light means that guy wins. Nate stays up. By the way, these guys are doing this for money. Benedetti from Italy. What? More fencing. Fence more. Scripture from the USA. Benedetti from Italy on your left. Scripture on your right. Benedetti is one of the great combined athletes in the sport. Very fast. Long legs. Yep. Well, give me 20, 10. Sorry. I'll stay over here. 20. 10 seconds. Double touch. 5 seconds remaining. There's 5 seconds. Remember, Benedetti has priority. So if it's... Benedetti, Italy. Good luck. Priority. Next fencer. The next fencer is Hamid from Egypt. He has priority. Hamid has priority. He is used to this heat. So that means if the time goes out, Hamid wins. Benedetti has to attack. $20. Hamid from Egypt, a victor. The next fencer from France, Pate. This guy's good. I've seen him fence. France on the left, Egypt on the right. Pate won the Champion of Champions in Doha, Qatar last year. Great athlete, great fencer. No, but bell. 15 seconds remaining. 10. Pate from France. Guys, just so you know, you can hit the person anywhere, okay? A touch in the hand, a touch in the foot, touch in the mask, any part of the body counts. And why? Because in the dueling days, all you had to do was have blood, first blood. That's why. Next fencer, Padilla from Mexico. Mexico on the right, but France on the left. Good touch. She had to think about that. Pate wins. Next fencer from Korea, Hwang. Hwang from Korea. Korea on the right, France on the left. I told you, Pate's good. He won in Doha. He won this ladder in Doha. Pate. He's looking unbeatable. Okay, the next fencer is from Lithuania, Justinas Kinderis. He's ranked #1 in the world. #1 in the world. Now, who thinks that Pate's going to keep his winning streak? Who's going for France? How about Kinderis, the #1 in the world? '20. Double touch. Tell me. 10. No, floor. No, floor. 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds. Pate! This guy's hard to beat. The next fencer's from Russia, Shugarov from Russia. And he's getting some coaching. Remember, Shugarov he's the new fencer, he has priority. So if time goes out, it's his. '20. Double touch. How much? 12 seconds remaining. 12. Pate! He lines him up and he knocks him off. Guo from China! Guo from China! The next challenger. Floor. '20. Whoa! Victory, China. Big hand for Pate. Big hand. It's a huge run. All right, the next fencer, Hefni from Egypt on the left. Guo from China on the right. It's like a day at the UN out here.
Where
20. Whoa! That's a foot touch. Toe touch. Guo wins again. The next challenger from Ukraine, Kurpelansky. Kurpelansky from Ukraine. You might notice the difference in the guys' swords. French grip, Kurpelansky, and a pistol grip on the right from Guo. Whoa, sweet. Victory, Kurpelansky. Come on. Give a brother a break. Next fencer from Korea, Lee. Lee on the right, Kurpelansky on the left. Whoa! Like a surgeon. The next fencer, the next challenger, Timoshenko from Ukraine. So we have Ukraine on my right, Kurpelansky on the left, also from Ukraine. Who thinks Ukraine's going to win? Kurpelansky, the doctor. The next competitor, the next challenger on the strip, Ilya Frolov from Russia. Frolov is currently in first place in this competition. He won the fencing this morning. Let's see if he's still hot. He didn't? Oh, I'm sorry. Lassoon won. Oh. Oh, Kurpelansky, the doctor. This is the final match of the day, the final match. Alex Lassoon from Russia, currently in first place. He's also the Russian national fencing champion on top of the pentathlon. Okay, this is the final match. This is for all the marbles, except we're paying dollars. Oh! Okay, we got D'Artagnan on the left. Lassoon has priority, okay? How much time? 20 seconds left. Whoa! And still champion, Alexander Lassoon from Russia. Big hand for all the fencers. Big hand for all the fencers.
And the first horse again representing the United States of America. This is Dennis Bauscher riding the horse True. The horse assigned number 28, Tried and True. The 15-2 thoroughbred. The horse hails from Fort Myers. Horse number 28, United States of America, Dennis Bauscher.
Faster, go faster. Come on, go, go. 18.
And with the 4 refusals, that is elimination here from the competition in the equestrian event, World Cup Finals, men's final here. And next exhibitor coming in, this is Brendan Anderson, representing the United States of America. Number 25, the horse number is Quincy. Quincy owned by James Gentleman of Ocala, Florida. This is a American Paint horse cross thoroughbred. 15-3 hand horse, 8 years old. United States of America, Brendan Anderson.
Let's go. Come on, all legs. Go, go, go. Good, good, good. Good.
Time was 1:36 here. Cleared all the obstacles, however, did have a few. Oh, had a rail. Apologies. Had some rail. Coming in next for the People's Republic of China. This is entry number 23. This is Hu Pang Wu, riding a horse named Roman. Roman Renaissance is a 16-3, 14-year Dutch warm blood from Sarasota, Florida. Rider representing the People's Republic of China, Hu Pang Wu. And time of 1:23. And coming Coming in now representing the nation of Lithuania. This is Lukas Kontimavikas, riding Bentley, number 21. Bentley is a 16-3 6-year warm blood, also hailing from Sarasota, Florida. Horse's show name, American Pie. And there's 1 minute 17 seconds on the course time here in the Big Rig. And next on course here in our competition, this will be representing Italy. This is Nicola Benetti. And Iron Stone is the mount donated by Egan Saltar. This is an Arabian Cross Oldenburg horse, standing a 17 two-hand and a 7-year-old from Tennessee.
Camera 1, take.
And had the one knockdown in 1 minute 9 seconds. Had one knockdown in 1 minute 9 seconds. And our next rider in representing the United States of America, this is Nathan Schrimsher. Coming in the ring now, again, this is Stabilized Nitro. Nitro is a 15-3 17-year Appaloosa sport horse. The horse hails from Spring Hill, Florida. there's our fastest time so far, 1 minute 7 seconds with one knockdown on the course, 1 minute 7. And next show here in the World Cup final, this representing Austria. This is Thomas Daniel, riding a horse named Czar. Czar is a 16-hand, a 6-year-old thoroughbred from Orlando, Florida, owned by Alex Guzman. And a time on the course, 1 minute 22 seconds with the one knockdown refusal at fence 5B. Representing Argentina, next this is Leandro Silva from the nation of Argentina, riding Rev. Rev, or Revel, is owned by Bama Rogers, David Guzman. This is a Hanoverian at 15 years of age from DeLand, Florida.
Take one. Take three. Take one.
There's your best time and perfect score of 1 minute 3 seconds and clear over the fences. Representing Argentina, a very large horse nation down in South America. Our first perfect score of the day here in the Men's World Cup Final. In the ring now, representing Italy, this is Fabio Portier. The horse is number 4. This is Oakdale, aka Dollar, owned by Kimberly Cheek, the 17-2 7-year off-the-track thoroughbred from Monteverde, Florida. Our donation here for Oakdale.
Take three. Take one. Take three. Three.
In a time of 1:07, we had 2 fences down. Now, spectators, just so you're aware, every time they knock a fence down, that adds 7 seconds to their cumulative time. So each rail will cost them 7 seconds in their time. Coming in now for Italy, this is Riccardo De Luca. On horse number 3, this is Finn. This is Finnegan's Law, owned by Kelly Myers, a 16-2-13 hand off track thoroughbred from Claremont, Florida. And over the course speed of 1:20 seconds, finishing up here in the competition. And representing France, coming in, this is Valentin Velu and Slaman Semi. Time of 1:01. That's our fastest around so far. And unfortunately, did have the 2 rails. Did have 2 rails adding 7 seconds apiece, so adding 14 seconds to the final. And now representing Belarus, this is Stanislav Zarahu, riding horse number 1. This is Richie Rich, the horse, 16-1, 18-year Irish sport horse from Dade City, Florida. time of 1:02. 102 had 2 rails down. Unfortunately, got rattled at 10C, carried over to number 11. Coming in next for the country of Ukraine. This will be horse number 37, representing Ukraine. This is Ruslan Lagnishike, running Monte Carlo, 16 to 15-year thoroughbred Ocala, Florida. And unfortunately, we were off course there. Went from 3 to number 8 and should have gone to 4, which is a horse a little bit off to the left. And from the equestrian event here in the World Cup Finals, that's an elimination here from the equestrian section. And next for Germany, this will be horse number 36. The rider is Alexander Novitz. From Germany, Ashmont Cody is the ride. A 16 two-hand 10-year American Quarter Horse Association registered horse of Apopka, Florida. In a time of 1:09. 1:09 had fence number 4 and fence number 12 down. Coming in now for the Czech Republic. This is Martin Bilko, running the horse Jackie's Jet, donated by Ashley Lee. The 16 to 14-year thoroughbred from the track. This is a horse from Ocala, Florida. And a time of 1:06, had one knockdown, at fence number 7. Bringing now representing, this will be our first rider this morning, representing Mexico. This is Manuel Padilla, riding Riley, horse number 31. Riley Coyote, owned by Sky Grisinger, a 15-3 hand-high 8-year thoroughbred saddlebred cross, Inglewood, Florida.
Oh. You all right?
And our next ride coming in, also representing Mexico. This is Ismael Hernandez Buscanga, riding horse number 12. Horse 12, this is Hanover MCM, also donated by Bama Rogers, the 15-2 6-year Hanoverian from DeLand, Florida, representing the nation of Mexico. Ismael Hernandez Buscanga.
Ooh.
And a time of 1:22 seconds. And so coming in now, representing the Czech Republic, this is Entire. Entire is owned by Raina King, a locally known dressage rider here. This is a thoroughbred from Nokomis, Florida, the 16-2 6-year horse owned by Raina King. Representing Czechoslovakia, this is Jan Kuf. And a time of 1:07 seconds. Jan Kuf representing the Czech Republic. Representing France, a large equestrian nation. France coming in next. This is Christopher Pat, riding Roman. Roman Renaissance, the 14-year 16-3 Dutch warm blood, hailing from Sarasota, Florida. Representing France. ran in a minute 2, 1.02. And had 2 rails, so 14 seconds to the time, a minute and 2. In the ring now for the first time Egypt makes a presentation. This is Islam Hamad, riding Bentley American High, 16-3, 6-year warm blood from Sarasota, Florida.
Take 2. Take 2.
And within a time of a minute 35 seconds, we complete the course here at the equestrian event. And representing the nation of Lithuania, joining us now here in the ring, this is Justinas Kinderis, riding Stony, Iron Stone, owned by Egan Spolthar. This is an Arabian Cross Oldenburg from Tennessee. And we do complete the course in a minute 6 seconds, completing the course in an actual time of a minute and 6. And representing France, this will be horse number 16, the rider Valentin Kada. This is Nitra. Nitra is a 15-3, 17-year-old Appaloosa sport horse from Springfield, Florida. At a time of 1 minute 8 seconds, 1 minute 8 seconds, having 3 rails down. Coming in the ring now, representing Kazakhstan. This is Pavel Ilishenko, riding Tsar, owned by Alex Guzman from Orlando, Florida. This is a 16-hand, 6-year thoroughbred. And invited now again, representing Kazakhstan. And at a time of 1 minute 8 seconds, 1:08. This is Ili Shikarov, Derev. Again, the 15-year Hanoverian from DeLand, Florida, representing the nation of Russia. And a time of 1 minute and 2 seconds, 1 minute 2 seconds. Had 3 knockdowns, adding 21 seconds to their cumulative time. Coming in now, representing Korea, Hu Jin Hwang, riding the Mount Ellie. Correction, this is Richie Rich, the #1 horse. This is a 16-1, 18-year-old Irish Quarter horse from Dade City, Florida.
Yes, Charlie.
in a minute and 10 seconds, finishing the. And on course now here representing Ukraine. This is Pavlov Kamyshenko, Dollar. Dollar's a 17-2, 7-year-old off the track thoroughbred from Monteverde, Florida. A time of 1:05. A minute and 5 seconds at Dollar comes home. And coming in representing Hungary, this is Bence Demeter. Finnegan is the ride. Finnegan's Law is 16-2, 13-year thoroughbred, Claremont, Florida. And a time of 1:09. 1:09. And representing Egypt, Amro El-Jasiri, Sammy, horse number 2, Slammin' Sammy, the 16-3 hand-high, 16-year Belgian draft cross thoroughbred, hailing out of Sorrento, Florida, sponsored by Tori Turner. And finishing in a minute 7 seconds, a minute 7, representing Egypt. And next to show here for us in the equestrian event representing Russia, this is Ilya, riding Monty, number 37. Monte Carlo, owned by Ashley Lee, sponsored here the 16-2 15-year thoroughbred from Ocala, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the final athletes here, the last few rides. Very important. Every time a rail goes down, it's 7 seconds. They have to make up in the combine. All right, Ilya Frolov from Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a former world champion out there. He has one of the fastest combines in the field. He is somebody to look out for the podium today. Remember, these final riders are the top athletes after 3 events. Ilya Frolov from Russia.
And the rider time there, a minute 16 seconds. The rider time there representing a minute and 16 seconds. For Team Russia. Next, this is Ukraine, representing by Dmitro Kipolansky. And this is Jet, the mount. This is Jackie's Jet. The 16-2 14-year thoroughbred, Ocala, Florida. Dmitro Kipolansky from Ukraine. This is setting up to be quite the horse race here for the combined. Kipolansky is also a medical doctor. You saw him fencing earlier today. The time there was a minute 5 seconds for Dmitro, and Ashman Cody had 2 towards the end of the course there and had the last 2 rounds. Coming in now for Egypt. This is Yassir Hefni. This is Jackie's Jet, the 16-2 14-year thoroughbred, Ocala, Florida.
All right, a good round for Yasser Hefni, one of 3 members from the Egyptian team who qualified for this World Cup final today.
Time there for the ride was 1:11 seconds. Representing China, this will be Junli Hu. You're riding Riley, horse number 31. This is Riley Coyote, Sky Grissinger. The 15-3 hand-high thoroughbred, 8-year-old from Inglewood, Florida. And People's Republic of China, of course.
All right, Jianli Guo. Remember, every time an athlete pulls a rail or has a disobedience, it costs them time on the combine. These last few riders, super critical because these guys are the guys that are trying to get on the podium.
Thank you.